Alright, welcome along to Here's Rodder's Reviews. We're going to get into a video that I thought I had shot a long time ago, and it is a review of the final episode of Season 2 of the Transformers, entitled B.O.T. Now, no idea why I missed out on this video, but we're going to do it now, get it out of the way, move forward with X-Men and all that good stuff. So, this here is not by any stretch of the imagination the best episode of the Transformers. Probably one of the worst, actually. And probably the reason why I forgot to actually record this video when I was supposed to do it. But essentially, in this episode, there's these three kids end up building this robot for a school project, and they accidentally put the personality components of Brawl from the Combaticons into the robot. That goes crazy. The whole setup to that is, at the beginning of the episode, there's the Combaticons combine into Bruticus, and they're quickly taken out by Defensor of the Protectobots. So it's one of these episodes that is just, of course, Transformers as a cartoon that is designed solely to sell the toys. So of course they're pushing the combiners in this here. So if you've got Bruticus on the one side of the Decepticons and Defensor on the Autobot side, so they're kind of like the two main combiner forces in this episode. But yeah, so Defensor takes out Bruticus at the beginning of the episode, essentially destroying all of them apart from Swindle. Swindle tries at the very beginning to find parts to rebuild the rest of them, but then the greed gets the better of him. So he starts to sell the parts instead. So there's all these superpowers in different countries end up with different parts of the Combaticons. And of course, as soon as Megatron hears about this, he's not happy. He gives him 15 hours or something like that to find all the parts and put the Combaticons back together. They also put a bomb in Swindle's head. If he doesn't get it done in time, it'll explode, take him out as well. So off he goes to get everything back, and the only thing he didn't get was the personality component for Brawl. And this ends up in this robot that goes crazy, and the Autobots are brought in to try and stop this out of control little robot. And of course there's a part in the episode where you've got three of the Autobots trying to hunt this thing down, and Swindle has finally tracked down the components, so he manages to get in, get the component out of the robot, and back to Decepticon headquarters. Bruticus is reassembled. That's all good. Megatron has this whole plan in here of blowing the moon out of Earth's orbit, and that'll give him the opportunity to use Soundwave's powers to control the oceans and whatnot, and build their own hydroelectronic power plant and make all the energy they want. Your usual energy race storyline for the season 1 of the Transformers. But he decides that this weapon that they're going to use this in Autobot headquarters. Before they get the opportunity to do that, the three kids that had built the little robot B.O.T managed to work out that when the personality components of Brawl were connected up to their robot, they got a readout of the brainwaves of Brawl, so they're able to kind of reverse engineer that so they can listen in on the Decepticons, and of course find out the plans that Megatron is going to test his weapon in Autobot headquarters. So they go to warn the Autobots, and we get our final fight at the Autobot headquarters. It's kind of evenly matched for the most part until the kids reactivate B.O.T under remote control using Teletran 1 to try to take out the weapon that the Decepticons have, this major weapon that can blow a moon out of orbit. They remote control B.O.T up, and he's messing about with the whole thing and turns it on the Decepticons. So a weapon that's strong enough to blow the moon out of orbit, is fired at Decepticons and Autobots at one point in this episode, and they just get knocked over. No damage. It is what it is. That's not Transformers the movie. No one dies, really. But at the end of the episode, Bot manages to hit the self-destruct on this weapon and destroys that along with himself. So in a way, someone did die in this episode. Little Bot sacrifices himself to save everybody at the end of the episode. We get a little close-out moment with the Autobots thanking these three kids for helping them out. And they're like, we lost a robot. The Autobots apologise for that. We're sorry about the robot getting destroyed. And they're like, we could build another one. Have you got any spare parts that we could maybe use? And at that, the two kids put a bit of tape around the wee girl's mouth that's asking for parts. Like, no, we're off. Thank you very much. Off we go. That closes out the episode. Not great. Not a great episode, but it is a kid's show at the end of the day. But what the Transformers was in season 1, and I have in the past, and I'm going to kind of go back in my own word at this point, which for the longest time I had always said that Transformers was never as good as it was in season 2. I always felt that from being a kid up to the age I am now, but having gone through season 2 over the last couple of months or whatever, I'm kind of leaning into season 1 being the better season of the Transformers. There's a hell of a lot of good stuff in season 2, don't get me wrong, but season 1 was phenomenal. And other than Megatron's master plan, the two-parter in this season 2 was fantastic. And maybe Dinobot Island and that sort of thing, Desertion of the Dinobots was another one. For the most part, season 2 was very hit and miss. As I say, this here show was always a show about toys and selling a new line or whatever. So they would make episodes dedicated to one section of the franchise and maybe not be as strong in other parts that were really, really working. And this actually blew up in Hasbro's face whenever they got to Transformers the movie. So we'll do a review on that in the next couple of days. But finally, we've finished Transformers Season 2. So if you're one of the 2 or 3 people that were watching this series, it's finished. So we're going to get into X-Men flat out from here on in. We're going to continue on with He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. We're going to delve into a heck of a lot of classic stuff on the show moving forward, because I have, and this is really a subject for an hour video at another time, but I have just had enough of the new stuff at the moment. We'll expand on that in later videos. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one.